The second point that I'm thinking about is how do they scale, right? I feel like nouns scales kind of equal to alpha this game, which is a good point for alpha, because last time I felt like alpha wasn't capable of really capitalizing on that early game momentum. And so by scaling a little bit better, I think that by scaling better and also making sure down scales worse, you now have a much wider win opportunity for alpha, which fixes, I think, your biggest weakness last game. I mean, we saw them in Div 2, right? I didn't see this being a big issue for them in Div 2, the fact that they couldn't close games. But against nouns, it was made really egregious.
Yes.
It's only one game sample size, though, so it's hard to tell.
That's true, and against KVU as well, right? To add maybe
True.
2 more games to that sample alpha as well, not looking the cleanest like they have. Definitely a team that, might I say, is a little bit used to having a bit of a skill advantage over their teams, and they're a little bit less... They're not so tested, I should say, against more difficult opponents, right?
Yeah.
And by that, I don't mean to say Alpha is by any means worse just off the bat than Nouns. I just don't think Alpha's got a ton of experience playing against teams that are higher ranked, generally speaking.
Sure,
right?
exactly.
And you need to learn.
It's a Div 2 versus Div 1 team,
It's a
which is
Div 2
fair
versus
enough.
Div 1.
It's
yeah.
fair enough. Like, it's not a dig at their players. You're still top 16 in your region, right? In this case, actually, Alpha's top 9 at the very least, right? So it's pretty impressive. But it is true that Nouns might be a tough opponent for them. But we'll see. Honestly, I think this draft by Nouns is also easier to play. I mean, last one seemed like a super great draft. This time you can actually be greedy with Alchemist, and I don't think that's going to be that big a deal. And I also think Alchemist versus Zeus is actually fine lane. I think we saw this once recently. I don't know if it was in Riyadh or we saw it in general, but
I think it's a fine lane for the Zeus even, right?
it is. They both farm, right? But Alk is happy with farming.
They both farm. Yeah, we saw this before. I don't remember if it was the exact same lane, but it was something strikingly similar, where you've got like a lot of lane.
Oh, I think it was Alk Puck, maybe? Maybe that was it?
No, because I remember it was someone that went to farm stacks. I think it might have even been the Alchemist, remember, because he like skipped a wave and then brought it into this camp, and then the enemy made like can't contest because it was not like a Bat Rider or someone that can.
Oh, I think it was Bat Rider.
Towers. I don't think it was a bat, because a bat can definitely contest.
Veno. It was
yeah,
Alk Veno.
it was Alk Veno lane.
Alk
That's
Veno,
right. That's
yeah.
right. That's what it was.
To be honest, that was a really clever play by Mago, and
Yes,
I don't know if
that's right.
Gunner will have seen that, because that's something that I don't know how you come up with that genuinely.
Yeah.
That is kind of a wild in the moment play. Not saying Gunner is worse, but once again, you see it once, you go, oh my god, I didn't think of doing that. Yeah.
That's all it takes, you know. That's
Yeah.
that's why when Seb was keen to talk about, oh, I think this Marcy, you know, someone should just play a really greedy, and that unlocks the play style for everyone else. He actually burped when he was saying that. Everyone knows, you know.
Yeah, Seb always burp.
Always burpy that guy, you know.
You know, I actually sent him the Tofu game, and he was very happy to see it.
Freak. Gets away at least. No longer in deny range. Fleet continuing to chase. With the avalanche here, might have to kill. There's another dispose.
He's thinking about it.
Yeah, Fleet. He knows there's another dispose ready. He's trying to get away from Z Freak, who is continuing to give chase, but eventually will not be able to catch up to the Tiny with boots of speed.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, this works out for them. I feel like that lane, while I think the Veno can die, because Veno is similar to Viper, a little bit less vulnerable, but similar to Viper, and just get close to him and have a lot of kill potential. I do feel like the Tiny really stabilizes that lane, though. So, and Razor should be good against Tiny, but he's just a little bit too tanky until you get like probably level 3. I'm hoping it's maxing plasma field, but the next 2 points go to static link anyway.
Yeah, and Pingu playing this lane a bit more defensively here. Speaking of skill,
Oh
builds on
wow,
the Wyvern.
yeah.
Yeah, second point here in the Cold Embrace, which he'll rise up. He was struggling versus the early damage and sustain that Necro carries.
I'm very interested by this, right? Because I mean, out of all the carries that you'd give that healing to, I think Bloodseeker is the worst one to utilize it, right? Because you need the slow to make sure that you hit the blood right, and he has thirst already.
Yeah, but in a way, it allows him to trade more effectively. Like, he just has more HP to trade with which then forces, not quite Moo, but at least Husky in this lane, to use more spells, use more regen, and then, you know, he can actually take advantage of thirst a bit more. Because he is struggling, really, to get in melee range whenever, Moo does that, right?
Yeah, but look, he just heals back. Like, he's actually still full HP. It's kind of or close to it, right?
For who? Rises or Moo?
Rises.
Well,
yeah, look at that. It's just, he just needs last hits, right? I don't know. I kind of surprised by this.
He fell behind in the early level, so maybe it was a call by Rise to say, give me a heal.
That's a good
I can
call.
Stabilize, you know?
Yeah, that could be it, actually. I like that idea. It just feels like if you had the physical damage on either of Noun's heroes, I understand, but...
No.
Oh no, the Phoenix is right-clicking.
And here it is, right? This is why I like this Phoenix pretty well. You can see Pingu really restricted on how many auto attacks can get off even with the first points in that Fire Spirit. Ooh, aggressive.
Oh,
That's
Husky.
That'll reveal the ward. But again, nothing to fear here because Winter Wyvern, well, one, has no target switch blast, doesn't even have the skill, and Arctic Burn's on cooldown. Nice and aggressive.
Yeah. And now we're seeing actually why the healer might come into play, because once Ryze is left alone in the lane, you need that extra healing to get back up.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the idea behind it. So fair enough. Like we reserved our judgment for a reason. Obviously, they know what they're doing. It's just interesting to see the deviation, right, and why this happens.
I would still, as you're probably hinting towards, like to see the Splinter Blast at level 3. I think
1-1-1
is perfectly fine for a Wyvern. It's not that bad of a build. Lots of Wyverns seem to want to avoid a tier for like 2 points in the Splinter Blast or 2 in the burn, depending on the lane. I think you're happy with the sampler build here. We'll see what he wants to go for.
I'm also interested in what Ryze is going to go for, right? Because in these kind of lanes where you don't have the easiest of matchups, yeah, you go for more points in Thirst. I wonder how many points of Blood Rage you get away with. The ideal build for a Bloodseeker is 2-1-2 to maximize farm, but against Alk, I feel like you want to be more aggressive as well, and this lane seems kind of tough. So maybe go for 3 points in Thirst, 1 point in Blood Rage alone. Maybe you risk that second point in Blood Rage. I've seen a lot of Bloodseekers go for these days, though I still don't understand why.
Now for Husky, I think the thing to consider is now that you've seen that first point in the Cold Embrace, that's usually when I'm starting to eye the first point into Sunray.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, lots more Phoenixes though these days. The Sunray maxing build has kind of gone out of favor because Icarus Dive is fairly strong, especially with the level 10 talent. You end up taking the 25% Icarus Dive slow, take 2 points in this, and you're up to nearly 50% move speed slow on just Icarus Dive alone. Can make it very difficult for heroes to even approach your egg when you use it. It's got very good defensive capabilities. But again, it is very tempting to just go for Sunray because you're going to end up getting the max damage on a Cold Embrace target. Depends what he wants to go for. Top lane?
Top lane, yeah, there's a kill here happening on Monster. Like we said, they just need to run at him. Something they're incapable of doing bottom as well, right? Which is why Necrophos having a pretty free lane. We're not seeing much harassment or much use of the blood, right? And mid, it's just a farming lane. We expected this.
Just a farming fiesta here. Gunnar not doing anything too crazy with the waves, not building anything too crazy, right?
I gotta call him out on this stuff. No point sensible concoction. How are you gonna farm Gunnar? Like, I don't understand.
I agree.
Look at this slow way of farming, just hitting creeps. If he doesn't stun himself and hit the creeps, how is he ever going to actually match a Moo's farm last game?
He really needs to watch Moo's replay and take some notes.
I don't think he's going to kill himself a single time this game, and I feel like that's a real problem.
That is exactly. Yeah. I'm not really sure. I'm a nouns doubter, to be honest.
I'm a Gunnar doubter in general, because Moo clearly know what's up. Right?
Yep. According to Merriam-Webster Dictionary, doubt is defined as a synonym of dubitable.
Oh. I'm sorry, I didn't know we were doing high school speeches.
Ah, yes, that's my favorite thing.
Yeah, Rises. There's no level 6 on Moo yet, but Moo's just free. There's just no threat against him, right? Which is why he's having such a nice little lane.
Oh, and Husky's going to go top lane.
And he sees the opportunity to go for Monster. Icarus Dive to slow him. Pretty good Icarus Dive, actually. Monster will die once again. And this lane is going really well for Costabile. No threat, honestly. Marcy worked fantastically. And because Tiny feels like he needs to stay in this lane, they haven't been able to gank mid whatsoever. I don't know if it would have been a kill against Elk to begin with, but certainly would have been more useful than doing nothing up top.
Yeah,
now, okay, this is... Never mind.
Nah,
he had infused raindrops.
Yeah, he's fine. I'm really, Whoa, get out of there, Husky!
Husky, get the bounty!
Oh, no. 2 bounties fed. Oh, Flea only wants
took
the
one.
He's not greedy. Oh, maybe.
He's going back for the second one.
You know what?
Is he baiting? Oh, he's giving to Soul.
Sharing is caring.
Look at Flea go.
Atta boy.
What a fantastic support. This is the kind of support you want in your ranked games, honestly. That's why he's been knighted, right?
that is indeed.
That's why the queen of, I guess, England knighted him. Is Flea Canadian or American?
I'm not sure. I think he's American. I could be wrong there, though. Z-Freak's going to take it down to the top lane, as Costabile is currently running him down, or being ran down by Monster. Venomous Gale doing a lot of work here, and Flea will punch right through him. Give him a kill on over to Monster. First 2 earned charges for him.
That's what I was expecting the Tiny to do a little bit more to stabilize the lane, but of course it was hard because it was usually Nouns who was setting up the tempo, right? And Alpha responds accordingly. Monster still Venomancer's still one of his best heroes, I would say. Back when he was being scouted, it was like Veno, Sanking that he was being known for. Unfortunately, this game he's going to have to go in full recovery mode a little bit early, but these kills help for sure. There we go.
201 build on the Wyvern, no Splinter Blast, so Moo, he always still finds himself silenced, but only level 1 blood right parted, 3 points in Thirst.
Good choice. I think that's what you have to play. You have to play a little bit more aggressively. I mean, you'll still build the exact same way, but the 3 points in Thirst allow you to actually harass Gunnar a little bit.
Now, there is no... Yeah, I was going to say, there's no Thunder God's Wrath, so this kill is actually quite difficult. Gunnar, though, no points still in the Unstable Concoction. So it will not be easy for him to find a stun in return as Flea. Nice avalanche here. Perma-stun just about everyone. And the second little plasma field damage didn't come through in time. Nice TP out.
What is Z-Freak's build, by the way?
Z-Freak's build is...
no, sorry, Z-Freak. The Marcy. You're looking at the wrong team. Okay, he's maxing sidekick too. Alright, so same build as Tofu, right? Which I liked a lot, actually. I think in that game... I mean, in the game with Tofu, it's not like he built necessarily to be a core Marcy, but the use of Psychic plus the Unleash seemed like it was a pivotal part of his gameplay, right? So I like that a lot. I think with Razor is easy because I feel like giving the Psychic to Razor is just a freebie, right? He always hits with Static Link. You're guaranteed to get some of those hits off, so you don't even think about it. It doesn't need to. You just hear the Static Link and you go for it. There's Reaper Scythe, and I think they're going to kill the Bloodseeker, yep. Even though they don't get the extra regen on Moo, which sucks because Moo now is in a pickle, and Moo is probably going to die here to Soul, who rotates with a Haste Rune. Husky in a similarly bad position, and he Sun Rays into the trees, trying to escape this.
My people need me, and Zeus said, no, they do not, and ends up killing him. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't get the permanent regen stack, but he did get the 6 extra stacks of Heartstopper Aura. It wasn't enough, unfortunately, with the Zeus. You know, the one thing that he does lack might be move speed, might have been mobility back in the old days, but certainly not damage if he's not restricted by the mana, so fairly easy kill for him there into the Necro. Yeah. Good space mid, though, I have to say, for Gunnar, who finally has put the first points in the Unstable Concoction, so he can finally truly unlock the maximum farming style, move farming style.
Right, sure, actually. Now he can actually take advantage of this here to its fullest potential. Good Gunner. Probably Moo was screaming in his ear about how inefficient he was being.
Yep, got to take on Unstable Concoction.
He had to call his mom to make sure that he knew that the whole family was supporting the style. What a play, actually. That's a good idea. I think Costabile might die.
It's a kill, I think.
Flea doesn't really know. You know, he's a knight, doesn't really want to kill the Razor. We'll let Soul take it instead. Truly a gentleman of the court.
Indeed.
We always almost have the Vessel, which is not bad. I mean, since Vessel is such a high-value item this game, I feel like Veno is a little bit better with losing his lane, right? All things considered.
Yeah, no, I'd certainly agree, especially because you have more damage dealers to play around with and even more percentage-based damage over on the Wyvern. The Razor, though, is still a bit of a pickle, but the fact that they've gotten now a couple of kills onto him to stymie his start is certainly very promising. Moo no longer threatening to really demolish this game, you know. I think... the Necro hero, especially with the beautiful bird set, is one of the heroes that can definitely, you know, start the bulldozer and just completely demolish a game by himself, basically. But you just got to kill him a couple times in lane, prevent him from getting the towers too early on, and I think you more or less diffuse that threat. Pingu 2-2-1 now on the Wyvern, as he will find himself not ignited by that first one.
He needs to do something to depush this lane, right? Splitting the Blast is his skill to do that, so now at least you have some utility there, as Zefric takes over the top lane as well.
No, a good kill here by the looks of things. As the Avatos, not enough damage, and actually with the Dispel, that's going to be Gale doing no damage. TP is coming in from a Husky. Fleet simply will TP away in response.
I like that, actually. Zefric. Hey, I think NA is the region. I mean, Tofu is what I've seen, but it was Moonmeander and Riyadh was also doing this, right? It's like, well, they want to play a Marcy more aggressively, more on the Unleash, more on the idea of the early game farm and the early game push. And I'm liking this Marcy more, to be honest, than the Dispose Marcy.
I'd like to see him build Midas.
Yeah, that's what's Moon's build.
Go Greed. I want to see
it. I am not against it, because this hero farms ridiculously slow. If you've ever tried to play her as core, it seems good, right? Like you have Dispose and you have Rebound. These spells are technically useful to farming. Actually so hard to actually hit a creep wave with these two.
Yeah, especially, I mean, it's hard to cut waves with this. Yeah.
Yes. You depend entirely on essentially having a creep wave nearby, and also the creeps being positioned correctly for the rebound to hit.
And I think you and I, for the most part, agree that the Dispose are like maxing a rebound Marcy. It's not really the way to go. It's more of maxing the sidekick early, and that leaves you even with less farming potential. So at least building into that Midas to help you scale. You know, bonus attack speed's never a bad thing either on any hero. Is maybe a bit more promising. Radiance, though, is fully online, and Gunnar is chugging along very nicely, almost doubling the net worth already of the Zeus as he progresses towards the BKB. Is a strong start for the Alchemist, I would say. Once again, even though Soul has damage, certainly enough to kill an Alchemist. The problem is how quickly he can get through that BKB.
Go for the Venom Answer. Reaper Scythe committed, and there's no Infused Radiance to save him, which means Moo will get the first stack of that Reaper Scythe's region. As the Marcy gets stopped. Avalanche is just a strong spell, Richie. Zefric still has the Unleash. There's a Thunder God's Wrath. No chance to use it. Marcy falls. Moo out of the Blood Ray. Saved, though, by that help from the Sunray. And now they might actually catch Soul.
There's no static link. This is kind of a hard fight.
It is a hard fight, but there is Supernova. They're just full-on committing for it. Pingu disengages. Good choice, as Flea might be the target for them. Just out of range of Supernova, he'll TP away. Pingu might not be so lucky. Gunner's committing to this, but Gunner through the concoction. Again, not what you're supposed to do with Alk.
You gotta let yourself get stunned by it.
He still really wants this Moo gameplay.
Kind of a lot to do about nothing there. A bit of saber rattling, a couple of ultis used there. I think overall it's going to be a wash.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Oh, yeah. It's more or less going to be a wash, I would say, in that fight. The top tower is not sieged very well by Alpha, but of course they were the ones responding to that instance. Both cores kind of joined the fight because they're both a little bit excited. I have Radiance, I have Maelstrom. You know, nothing really happens.
Right, as you like it, Richie. You know, in those fights, I think Alpha had an idea of perhaps you know, taking a really big fight early and getting a couple of kills. Ended up just being a Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you take those fights and, you know, it's the best of times, other times you take those fights and it's the worst of times.
Yes. Now, I always think as well, you know, in these kind of fights, what a great general like Caesar would he have done?
Indeed.
Also, since we're doing this, Othello.
I wasn't going off of Shakespeare, I suppose, but a lot to do about nothing is Shakespeare.
Oh, I thought that was a Shakespeare play. I just didn't know about it.
I don't know. You are a much bigger fan of Shakespeare than I am, to be honest.
He is the bard for a reason.
I find him to be a bit boring, although I do think the conspiracy theories about Shakespeare are very interesting.
Have you not read Shakespeare? He's actually really interesting. You know who has read Shakespeare? Sir Francis Lee.
Sir Francis
It's actually required when you become a knight.
Undoubtedly. He knows.
Let's look at what he's doing for a second.
He knows all the soliloquies.
Again, I don't know why you keep...
Again, yeah, I know he's on Alpha. Where is he?
Yeah,
there
tiny.
He
He's close to his Blink Dagger.
Really
That's going to be a big turning point here. Now that they can play around Monster. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to stop the Alks farm, though, which is a big and pressing concern here for Alpha. I don't know. We'll see.
Mid. The Freak, his first item, nothing too amazing. It'll probably end up being a Blink Dagger,
Yes.
I think, by the time supports amass this much gold.
I do like Blink more than the Aetherlens, though. I feel like Aetherlens is very much a one-trick pony, and Blink is better. Of course, if you die, there's no point. You're not getting either of those. Build the Maya Z Freak. Let's do it. Come on.
I agree. You're almost there. You almost got money for the recipe. What you need to do, though, is you can't have it queued up, otherwise your team is going to discourage you.
Right.
And it's just one of those builds where you just have to, you know, bear a bit of the flame.
Yeah.
And then you will be, you know, better for it.
It's a classic. You look at your supports items, you ping them. It's not a good ping.
Yep. It's not a good ping. Someone says something a little sarcastic over the comms, you know. Something like, oh, don't worry, guys, our 4th core has their Midas queued.
Yep, you play that. Or, you know, if you're playing an SCA, it's much shorter, succinct, to the point insults.
Indeed.
Alpha.
On the Sir
Blink
Francis
Dagger.
Lee Blink Dagger.
Yep. What can they do off this glorified knife? We're going to have to see. What item is the Zeus on as well? Does he have any big items to
Kayan Sanj was recently finished.
I like this build best. I feel like Kayan Sanj in combination with a level 15 300 HP talent makes Zeus surprisingly tanky. And his stat gain is really good as well. People often underestimate that. The problem with it, of course, is that it takes longer for you to get online, right? Because there's a whole idea of having long fights, and Auk is not particularly a hero known for his long fight, right? He just goes in and destroys you in a matter of seconds.
And I don't know how quick these fights are going to be, actually, or I think they're going to be rather quick. Gunnar now showing up to the fight casually. It's been, 3 minutes since we last saw him, since he got Radiance. BKB and Blink Dagger both ready to go. Kasabla is going to be timing his BKB now with the Alchemist. Z-Freak still no Blink Dagger. Has it in the quick buy, though. Ready to go. It's going to be down to look for a pretty big engagement here, trying to sneak around the Tier 1 tower. Ward planted here, does not quite catch Soul.
Soul will not catch it either.
And Soul, he's going to probably catch an unstable concoction, as it's going to be Gunnar, who closes the gap, but doesn't have the vision. The Zeus heavenly jump, of course. Everyone always underestimates, and they forget that Zeus is very good at getting away from heroes.
It was also the cast point reduction, right? He couldn't actually throw it because he was actually cast point reduced there for Gunnar. So when he had small amount of vision of Zeus, couldn't throw it. Kind of a wild play there by Soul. Gunnar is being healed. I'm sure it's been committed for him. Plasma Field is not healed, but it makes Gunnar feel more safe as Sir Francis Lee has been found out. And with Reaper Scythe, they'll take him away.
Yep. Pingu attempting to counter-initiate here, but without a Blink Dagger on the Wyvern, as will struggle to get a good Winter's Curse off, as it seems like now Nouns not having to use too much of the utility, right? So, they've got another Chemical Rage in 15 seconds. Neither BKB on the core is forced there. No Rupture. Perhaps they look again without the surprise of the Blink Dagger for another engagement. But yeah, as you pointed out, nice job there on the Heavenly Jump. It does reduce the move speed, but also the cast point reduction being a bit annoying there for
the because you could tell he was trying to throw it, right? But he was just slower. I think it's actually one of the most interesting parts of Dota. I love when Enfeeble. I actually forget if it's still part of it, but I'll be honest.
I think it's cast range reduction now.
Yeah, cast range reduction now. I loved it when Enfeeble used to have that.
They change it so much.
Yeah. I think it's one of the most interesting parts of spells.
I don't even know where that was. It's here.
How did he see him? Just on a ward? Yeah, he was on the ward there. They do have a Necrophos now in their hands. Mu has been slowed. Mu has a Lotus Orb though to get rid of some of this. He forced to use it. There we go. Was just waiting for the Venomous Gale. Unfortunately, Soul does not care about that Lotus Orb.
No, he doesn't. But it is Gunnar who gets the solo kill top lane onto Rises. Rupture or not, he just doesn't care.
Remember what I told you about the whole Alchemist versus Bloodseeker? It's just like, he's too fast at killing you, right? So you don't really get to have that long team fight you're looking for. Zeus suffers from the same problem as well. So we'll see this as Gunnar becomes more powerful.
Oh, now I understand why I kept changing the keyboard. Down bottom, Monster is going to die to Zephyr and Kosabula. That did cost a BKB charge, though, as they want to ignore the Poison Nova. Fleet gets the tower, Avalanche as well to cancel the Sunray, but Gunnar's going to leap over the Avalanche with his Blink Dagger and take down Flea. Lack of armor there, especially with Acid Spray making that look incredibly easy, and Gunnar has not felt pressured this game once to use the BKB. Still a full 9-second charge about 6 minutes after completing it.
Okay, that Axe is going to be a big point, I think, for Soul. I think that's the real turning point where you have enough damage to actually burst the Alk in the beginning of the fights. Is Bloodseeker going for Shard? That's my question.
Not yet.
Oh, yeah,
BKB first.
Fair, yeah,
right?
fair enough. Yeah,
We'll see.
It's much slower than you expect. Usually you expect to have, BKB around 15 minutes in an ideal Bloodseeker game. Not saying Rise is playing badly, he's just been forced to be more active because there's an Alk. But Alk is still, 8k above your net worth. This looks scary. It seems like Monster's the target. They missed that rebound. Doesn't matter. They hit that double concoction as Gunnar has a Psychic on him. That's going to be Monster dying. Mu survive this.
And he's ruptured, so doesn't really want to move too much as the rebound is going to assist Kostabile at initiating here a bit better. Gunnar up to the high ground, does scout Flea. Wanted a bigger target here, and actually won't be able to kill Flea as easy. He's got Avalanche toss by the time he comes up, but the Winter's Curse here, it's going to lock down the Alk as well as the Necro. This is going to be a kill onto the Necro. Avalanche cannot catch Gunnar as he gets the BKB off in time. Another unstable concoction tossed Flea's way. That'll be the death of him as the Bloodseeker forced to BKB and turn tail.
Yeah.
Gunnar, his first BKB charge usage, netting himself at least a kill in return. Not too bad.
I'm interested by the Manta as well for this game. Have you seen that? It's not a very common item these days on Alk. I mean, it used to be good, right? Nowadays it's sometimes good. I guess it's to dispel this game, right?
Yeah.
Venomous Gale.
Exactly. I think Gale's the big one. Perhaps
Bloodright 2.
Yeah, Bloodright Silence. I think maybe even actually for this Zeus caster introduction, the move slow, right?
Honestly, kind of legitimate. I agree with you.
I think Gale's the big one, though, if we're being honest with ourselves, right? Just removing that, making sure that you can move around the fight at full move speed without necessarily needing to pop your BKB just to kill a Necro, a Veno, is going to be, I think, a pretty big benefit. Mu has been struggling a little bit. That being said, he does have 3 stacks of the permanent regeneration. Lotus Orb, a good item for him. He's actually going to be, I imagine he's taking a bit of physical damage, so he is building into that Lotus as the Phoenix is nuked down, leaving Nouns without a big component of their team fight here if they were to try and continue the smoke. It seems like they're not gonna force it. They've got this ward behind the tier 1 tower that might make it, kind of juicy to look for it, but this tier 1 tower, it might as well be, I can draw on the map now. Oh, hold on.
Oh, you can? Oh. What are you doing right now? In a house?
Bomb. It's a stop sign. Right?
What are you doing?
It's a stop sign because it completely stops these cross-map smokes from being effective.
Okay. That's what the tower is. Okay. Yeah, well done. I never took my driving test, so I don't know what stop signs
No,
look
that's true. Yeah, I saw that when we went go-karting.
I thought stop signs were just walls. Anyway, Gunnar, he still has the Manta. Oh, actually, Vessel. We forgot about that.
Yeah, that's another one.
Very big item, or big part to the spell. He is keeping that Manta, though. Good. No need to just, like, throw it out willy-nilly.
He'll regen just fine here, plus 111 HP a second. Even
How is Kostabile doing in his progression? That's what I'm also interested in. That's Razor. I don't know what's up with you today. The two sides are... You have Radiant Dire dyslexia,
yeah,
huh?
I really do.
He's going for the Lincolns. Interesting.
It's whenever Gunnar's in a game, you know.
Yes, actually. He was also the person who called Ortizia, I'm pretty sure.
No, I called him... I call him
something else, though. It was another NA player.
There's another NA mid laner, Ryoya.
Oh, yes, that's true, actually. Yeah. That's a throwback. Anyway, Kostabile, for the Lincolns, I'm assuming for the Rupture, right? So they will condition Rupture into Alk. I think Alk can definitely tank it better. Once again, Kostabile, we saw this in the Gaming Gladiators game, right? Where he's just depending on the psychic damage to actually hurt people, and they don't really require the Razor to go for these big damage items. So I like it. Just full defensive. Gunnar, immediate concoction. The dispose just in case. I think that was a pretty long range dispose though, so I'm assuming Aetherlands on Z-Free? No.
Oh, just talent? No, not even.
There's no talent for it.
Yeah, that's right. That's the rebound one.
Yeah. He did go for Blink and BKB. I love this build, actually. I don't know if this is because it's 5 Marcy, but it doesn't seem like it's 5 Marcy, right? She's farming like a 4, technically, right? Considering how long it takes Marcy to get items, it seems like it's more of a 4 Marcy, right?
Yeah, but surprising because Phoenix is certainly a hero that can farm. Does it pretty well, to be honest.
Yeah, he's leaving the... He's leaving the space to Marcy.
Yeah, I mean, he's got his important shard now. The Sunray allows you to get 2 Sunrays off in a fight. Again, very effective versus these tanky heroes that you need to get down. The percentage-based healing as well is quite valuable for Gunnar and for Mu alike.
Yeah.
And, you know, usually trying to scramble an egg while it's beaming you with a literal sunbeam is usually quite painful.
Yep. Z-Freak, though, that was an interesting dispose. Z-Freak is regretting his
Tanky.
choices.
He's
He's
tanky.
fine, actually. There's the Winter's Curse. Just onto Mu, sets up for the Blood Ray. But Supernova.
Yeah.
Okay. And the concoction avoided by Mantis down. Hey,
that's
look
what
at
the
Gunnar.
Mantis for.
There we
Okay.
go. Silences, Vessel, whatever. I think he should have just... Mu is actually screaming at him right now.
No, that's not the point of it. You don't throw this.
Supposed to feel the pain!
Pretty much.
Nimbus is coming by. I don't know. They need to start doing something with Zalco, though. He is towering over the net worth, and we haven't seen too many plays. Granted, though...
He's very farmed.
Yeah, I mean, that use of the Supernova does stop you from making a play. I get it. I think it's the right choice.
Does it? Nouns are still kind of looking for some action down here.
I don't know. Without Supernova, it feels like you just kind of lost that for nothing.
There's a Linkage now on the Razor. They're still feeling quite confident here.
Flea is nearby.
Gunnar has overwhelming blink on the way as Flea takes a blink out.
Going for the shard as well. Oh, the blink! Catches up to Flea.
Scary, though.
Unfortunately, Flea is also quite tanky.
Not for Gunnar, though.
Not for Gunnar. Not with a Psychic, especially. Reaper Scythe committed. And they'll send Flea, you know, swimming down the river Styx.
Goodbye, Flea, for now. He is going to receive, of course, a burial with full honors. As a man of his knighthood deserves.
Yeah.
Necro. Oh, wow.
He's in Elysium right now.
Going for the whole Pipe of Insight, which against the Zeus this late, it's not bad. It's never a bad item, I'd say, versus
sorry,
the
Necro,
Zeus.
you said?
Yes, the Necro is. Sorry, yeah, Necro.
Moo, yeah. Okay.
Moo.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. The pipe is, I agree. I guess against Veno is good too, right? You're definitely going to utilize the pipe to its full potential. I do feel like Necro just seems like he's been so countered this game that you might as well go for it.
Yeah.
There's just not much utility beyond your Reaper Scythe.
The is really good on this item as well. The casual magic resist it just provides for you and your team.
For sure.
Yeah, it's super value. I know it is very expensive. The build-up is horrendous. It's a 1,450 gold recipe. That's up there with what Radiance used to be, right? So, and in fact, more expensive than what Radiance used to be.
Yep.
So it is pain, but
what else do you do as Necro, right? Like, you're not going to scale with smaller items this game. You don't have these big power spikes. You're depending on Razor and Elk.
You're the kill secure machine, and while you stand there, also do a good job at keeping us alive, please.
Yeah, and that's what he's going to do with Gunnar. Has he gone for Shard, by the way, on Mu? No, interesting. I don't remember the last time I saw a Necrophos not going for Shard. I actually don't disagree with this, because the strength of Shard is definitely the fact that you can farm fast with it, right? Among other things, but it's mostly the farming fast, and Mu has no need for it, because he's not the biggest core.
And Nouns, they think that Alpha are smoked up and making a play. They're correct about making a play, but the smoke is incorrect. Probably could have finished Roche by now, as they do jump onto the Alk Illusion. And Nouns, however, holding this ward spot as there's going to be the blow right forward.
Nice.
Z-Freak initiating now on the monster, but he does get the ulti off, and a great Winter's Curse as well.
Oh no,
as
Radiance.
Mu being focused down. Radiance is... Oh, goodness, Mu's still dead, actually. Nice job there on the ultimate from Soul, as Monster's still alive.
Did you catch what Gostabile happened? Gostabile actually saw the Venomancer, but he just was like, oh my god, he wasn't expecting Venom to like fly at him, and so he just let him go. Had pause on field, didn't use it in time. Now Dispose also catches a Tiny. Flea, maybe was thinking of stealing this. There's the Blink. Could be enough to kill off Flea. Yes, with the Unstoppable Concoction, they'll bring him down. And now, Nouns will at least avenge their dead teammate with a single 4-kill. But the age is, of course, the most important part.
Yeah, and my goodness, is Gunnar farmed, isn't he? I mean, he is almost 6 slotted here already, building into the Bloodthorn. Very quickly running out of slots, doubling the net worth of the next most farmed hero.
People correctly your stop sign is a hexagon, not an octagon.
Oh, stop signs are octagons, aren't they?
In my defense, I can't drive, so I'm not allowed to.
That's what they look like.
Yeah, I think it's fair as well. Don't redraw it. It's already done.
Henty.
What does that mean? Oh, is that how you say it in Malay?
It is. That's. You really don't look outside the car windows when we drive around, huh?
No, I don't leave the house. Why would I ever see the stop signs?
Very, very good point. And
I use all the delivery terms though.
and of course, you know, Barhenti, very relevant, Avo, as this is the ESL One Malaysia.
Yes. Which is where we live. We
Qualifier.
don't just say random Malay words or just quote SCA pubs. That's actually
Jom.
jump, exactly. Well, do you think Alpha Bole win this game? What are your choices, Richie? Yeah, I don't know.
Tadak. Nah, I think they do actually
That
win
means
this
no,
game.
and
That doesn't
Bole
mean no.
means can.
Yeah, but I actually think that they can win this game and probably ought to. That's a soul ring on the ground. Yeah, take that, Courier.
Yeah.
All that's on the back. But yeah, they're really quite getting 6 slotted already here for Gunnar. I will say, I do really
Oh, so
like
they're hitting like a plateau. Fair enough, yeah.
Yeah. I do really like this Mage Slayer. However, against Zeus, it's obviously a fantastic item, right? Against Zeus, reducing all of his spell damage. Zeus without a way to dispel that either. Even with Heavenly Jump.
There's a fight happening in the triangle. Reaper Sight. Once again, it's just Flea who's on the receiving end of all these ganks.
Yeah.
He is valuable, but Nouns just hates him.
I mean, it's just an easy kill secured as well, right? I mean, the Necro in any role is going to counter a Tiny in any role. A Tiny can't help it. He just grows.
Not a net worth though this game, unfortunately.
Not a net
All the
worth,
kills.
no. Not for Flea.
Okay, that Courier was never making it back home. quite a play by Soul there. I think he just pressed that W button and just forgot about his Courier.
Yeah, Matt had... Okay, it was for Aether Ones, not for Refresher. Not a
Yeah,
big deal.
that's fine. Scotty is coming up on the Bloodseeker next. That's going to be a solution to both the Razor and the Alchemist. Good idea. Slows down the Razor, which hopefully stops him from being such an impactful hero. On top of the Rupture, of course, which is now harder because of the Lincolns. And on top of that, you also have the regen reduction for the Alchemist, right? And for the Sunray. And for the Psychic. Actually a goated item in this game. Really good choice, Rises. The more I talk about it, the more I realize how good this is. It's actually good against Necro too, but also Necro just not really effective.
Yeah, I think Necro has been
Just
dealt
destroyed
with
this game,
and addressed, to say the least. But it's not a bad idea to have, you know, redundant solutions.
Yeah.
Okay, rebound talent's about to be taken here for the Marcy. It was a big one. And once again, holding underneath the ward, this time with full pipe of insight. Flea is showing. That might aggro Nouns to him.
Have you seen Costabilo's build as well? I actually went for Blink Dagger afterwards. I love this build. This like Blink on these ranged cores is very common in NA. I remember Gunnar was also the one that pioneered that on DP, actually. He was like a big fan of like, I'm a ranged core, but I'm tanky. And so I cut the team fight by doing that. I really enjoy it, because obviously the Elk is your main damage dealer anyway. You don't need to be that. You're kind of more building as a tank that can't really be killed and a nuisance to the enemy team. So by allowing yourself to blink over to the Zeus, by cutting the idea for Alpha's team fight, it makes it much harder for them to propose a fight where they're comfortable with it, right? And then Winter's Curse is hard to utilize, Poison Nova is hard to utilize. There's a lot of counter initiation on Alpha that Blink Dagger completely wrecks.
Yep. Just a quick note on Bots 2. They did nerf the overall move speed bonus it gives you from the upgraded Bots 1, but in exchange, they made the channel time much slower. It's a 2-second channel now, except to outposts. So it's very, very strong for getting in fights like he must need here. Costabile is being jumped, and Rise is right on top of him, but sapping the damage very quickly, especially with Z-Freak joining in. There's Gunnar as well with the Bots 2 immediately inside of this fight. He is going to be ruptured, though, and kept in place as Rise is trying to fight through this one. There's another Reaper Scythe, of course, reserved only for Flea. It's got his name on it. Gunnar got Pingu's name right now on the bashing sticks from Alchemist. He takes him down.
Yes, bashing sticks. And they're going to go for the tower now. You could see here as well the Chemical Rage. He hasn't reached level 25 yet. He goes for the extra regen, but that regen from Chemical Rage strong enough to deal with the Rupture to a certain degree, right? He was still running with it on, which showcases the strength of Alchemist against Bloodseeker. They don't really know what to do against this, and we're going to start seeing the Ags being built on this Alchemist. I am wondering what the first Ags will be to. Honestly, I think you probably give it to the Razor to have some more pushing power. That Axe is pretty strong in this game,
I mean,
too.
look, you know me, right? I want it for the Phoenix, personally. Just, if anything, for the extra hits on Supernova, because that means literally only Bloodseeker can scramble your egg if he hits you for the entire duration.
Sure.
And that means, like, what's the rest of your team doing? It's so strong.
I mean, I guess that's right. And because you have so many hits, you can also, like, probably take someone in, so Mood stops dying in these team fights.
Yeah. No, I agree. First, of course, he needs to Reaper Scythe Flea, and then you can pull him inside the egg.
I feel like Razor is a little bit more consistent as an Ags, because you just literally press R and hit buildings, but I get your point.
Yeah, I mean, Husky just presses R and doesn't die.
Yeah, no, I'm not against this. I'm just saying that, you know, hitting buildings at this point, I feel like 26k, you don't need to win team fights. Just push, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nope.
I see
Monster. He gets pushed back. And actually dies to the unstable concoction here by Gunner.
He does. Plenty of damage online and ready to go for Nouns, as Alpha not really with a ton of moves to make, especially when Flea has been focused fired this hard. 2,000 HP, and he just can't help it, but so much damage being dealt by Sunray, by this Necrophos, so the percentage-based damage really making life quite difficult for him. About to have double BKB as well for Costabile. Gunner has completed the full Bloodthorn, again with the passive Mage Slayer. If he gets on top of Zeus, 35% spell damage reduction is significant. That is massive, especially because it's also being further reduced by the AoE pipe of Insight, not just the barrier, but the passive. Insight Aura, I didn't know it was called that. For 12% magic resist, it's very good.
I also did not know it had a name. Sun's fan somewhere. It's like, of course I knew.
It had a name.
There's no coincidence that this man sounds like Suns fan, speaks like him as well. One day he will eat Suns fan.
Why does Seek and Strike, the younger caster, simply not eat Suns fan?
It's Refresher on Razor as well.
That's painful.
Is that the start of the Ags? Okay.
No, start of the Ags.
I think Refresher's almost done as well on Costabile. Close to it. I love it that he's not going to go for a single damage in this game, man. It's quite the commitment to this build.
I don't think it needs to be. I don't think it needs to, right? You've got a Phoenix who, definitely as a support hero, not only scales beautifully this late into the game, even though we're entering the late game now around 35 minutes, but has no lack of damage. This guy is a heavy hitter when it comes to the supports, maybe only being outclassed by like a Skywrath Mage and perhaps a Pugna in certain lineups. It's hard to really outdamage a Phoenix. He really brings the pain. So yeah, I think it's totally fine. Necro as well, right, with percentage-based damage is very powerful. Rises, as a result of going for the Eye of Scotty build, is eventually going to tank up. He can't help it, as there's Monster being caught and killed. First usage, I believe, of the Bloodthorn.
Yep. I think it was used earlier in the last team fight, but this is the first effective usage, you can say.
No. 40k net worth. I think it's Ag's time here.
The question to me is also like, what time were you going to push? I guess you wait for the Roche right now, because you might as well. It is the longest Roche possible, though.
Yep. Not quite. 3 minutes is the longest one, but still.
Oh, okay, right. Sure. It's one of the longer ones, right?
Definitely one of the longer ones.
Okay, if you give the Axe to the Razor, I guess that'll be his first damage item this game. Also, the Shard.
And it would.
Oh, they bought Shard as well on Necrophos because they realized someone needs to build damage, so I guess Death Seeker will amplify that.
Gunner. Again, he's got bots too, so he's in these fights incredibly quickly.
Okay, who is he going to give the Axe to? Now, everyone needs to do the dance. They have to mate in front of Gunner to make sure, the mating dance in front of Gunner to make sure he decides they're worthy of the Axe. There goes Gunner.
5 seconds.
4. I don't know if he's running after the Phoenix.
I think he's maybe looking for Moo.
Oh, no.
No, it can't be Moo, though. It's not just a good one for Ghost Shroud Ags.
Oh, he gave it to Razor.
All right.
Look, he has Refresher now. Honestly, have you seen this Ags Eye of the Storm with Refresher? It's bonkers.
Well, he didn't take the Eye of the Storm interval.
Oh, that does sadden me a little bit.
Hit him with the... Reaper's Sight. Oh, he still got stunned.
Yeah.
All right, well, I still think it should have gone to the Phoenix. I'll die on that grave. Of course, here lies the support player. Thinks he should have gotten an Alk Ags first.
I think you really underestimate. That Ags on Razor with Refresher is actually kind of ridiculous. Especially if we got Refresher Shard now off this Roche. Hello? So much damage. You don't even need to. You just need to exist. There's the tiny... Oh, Master Concoction hit him.
Oh,
that projectile does work a little bit weird. So sometimes it seems like you disjointed it. You haven't.
This Alchemist is very fast.
Flea. Okay. They toss back Moo. They also rupture Moo. A lot of spells committed onto Moo. This could be a chance. Oh, they used the Poison Nova.
Yeah, they did. Oh, and a great Winter's Curse as well, right onto the Phoenix, who was just channeling the Sunray. He's taken down. Pingu's going to burn down, I believe, to the Radiance. No, the last auto attack necessary. Rises, finds the first hit, bash onto Costabile. Can't get the BKB off, and he's going to die. By the time he gets the BKB off and he gets any use out of it, of course, Moo fulfills his contract by getting the Reaper Scythe kill onto Flea. Don't worry, guys. We got him.
He's doing this on purpose at some point. It's kind of ridiculous. He doesn't even bother with a Winter Wyvern. Bloodseeker, BKB expires. Who cares? Kill Flea. That team fight, I thought Nouns could have turned it a little bit, but we're starting to see the strength of Bloodseeker in the late game. This hero does skill slightly. It doesn't fall off as early as people think, so you do have some damage against the Alchemist. Of course, that Winter's Curse was so fantastic, it just left Gunner alone.
I'm sure there's a Flea tweet that perfectly describes the situation and how Moo is perfectly targeting him and hitting the spot every single team fight, because it has been pretty brutal. I would wager that of the 7 permanent stacks of regen that Necro gets, 1 for each of these Reaper Scythe kills, about 5 have been probably from the Tiny this game.
No, yeah, I think so. I would like to make a joke, you know, based in the form of one of his tweets, but I also want to keep streaming, and I think we'll get banned if I do that.
Yes, that is very true. Not the time nor the place here, unfortunately, on the broadcast.
Shout out to Flea, though.
Shout
what
out
a
to Flea.
gentleman.
Flea Dota Twitter.
You should go check it out. It's wild.
Got a good Twitter.
It is an experience, yeah.
It's S tier Twitter, I would say.
I would say so, yeah. And the good kind of S tier.
For sure. Oh, mid lane, Flea. Is Reaper Scythe ready? Not yet. They need 30 seconds.
What are they gonna do? How they can kill him normally, Richie?
I didn't know that.
I thought you needed the Reaper Scythe.
Probably. Making waves here. Pingu is just gonna fly around, maybe cut another wave from behind. But now a man up here is going to be Nouns. Another. Oh no, not an Acceptor. Pardon me. Silly me thinking that Gunnar would build more than one. Moonshard first.
Yeah.
Magic for himself.
You do have Ags on raid. Okay, the Rosh is up. Now, you just take the Rosh and you push. Like, there's just not much more. I feel like you give... Oh, it's actually the second Rosh. Wow.
Yep.
This game had gone so long, I thought it surely had to be the third.
I think... well, I guess Marcy doesn't have her shard.
It's a terrible shard.
It's not got a lot of use this game.
You can throw Razor in with a rebound, right? In case people don't know what it does, if you... rebound has now an... auto cast,
yeah,
I think that's what it's called.
You can toggle the auto cast.
Yep. When you toggle it, you instead of you rebounding off someone, you throw them at distance. So it can be quite effective. It's like a toss, essentially.
I mean, maybe you get someone out of a Nimby.
Yeah. I've seen some Marcy's use this shard together with like an Aether Lens as a 5, right? And you like become a super safe hero with saving out of with positioning. But it's not as effective because if you do that, you of course lose your movement skill, right? Which defeats the hero. So... we'll see that. It's like headbang is quite nice. I also love the combo. I don't know if you've seen this. Rebound someone. Right. You rebound someone, and then when you, like when they're on top of you, you psychic headband them, so you actually push them forward.
Yep. Yeah, nice. You push them even more. Yeah, I have seen that actually. It is a pretty nice combo. I like seeing it. All right, up to the high ground goes Costabile with Josiah the Storm #1. Didn't take the interval strike duration, but with the Acceptor, of course, he is actually striking these towers, and my goodness, what a number he does.
Yeah, only one Storm for now. No need to use the Refresher because it hasn't been forced to commit the BKB.
Oh, and he's also got the Shard, so the Forked Lightning. I suppose, what's it called actually? The real name is Storm Surge.
It is Forked Lightning.
It is Forked Lightning, effectively. The toss back is good from Flea.
Oh!
And, well, that's the first life down. I think they ruptured on mid-air.
Yeah.
Of course, they have to reprecise Flea.
They ruptured him beforehand, but yeah, now he has BKB. Okay, Costabile can still use this. The rebound shard coming into play. Well done, Z-Freak. At his own BKB, Costabile still has a second one if he refreshes though, so not that big a deal. It's now Gunner's turn to push. And he's like, you know what? I don't know why I gave this guy Ags. I could have pushed faster the whole time.
Yeah, and actually with the 15 talent, you do throw him back really far on the rebound range, so not too bad whatsoever.
That's why, right?
Yep.
I think the shard can be useful. It's just that you have to completely deviate from your usual way of playing Marcy. And at some point, I think Seb said this on the panel when we were Riyadh, but if you only utilize the hero for like 2 or 3 of the skills, right, especially if you don't really use the ultimate, it does feel like you're not using the hero to its full potential. And it feels like this shard does not synergize with the rest of the hero too well, right? Because then you have no mobility, and you feel like you've just let yourself die, honestly, for no reason. I guess you can use it and then immediately, like, psychic yourself and also use the Unleash and hopefully kill someone nearby, but you're going to get kited.
Yep. Husky now, by the way, with full BKB at the ready.
He has Ags as well.
He does have Ag Scepter.
Is that Alk?
It must have been gifted. There's no way. Yeah, I don't think
there's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, so that's a strong one, if only because it does, give him essentially a 4th level in Supernova. 3 extra attacks this late is a pretty big deal. Again, really only the Bloodseeker can destroy Egg, and he does not want to have to focus fire that thing. You don't Maelstrom proc off of it. You can't bash it. It's not fun for him.
Yeah, just Blood Rage. You have to go in, and then you lose your big source of damage. Obviously, Soul now makes up for that, so it's not that big a deal anymore, but it's still a rough thing. Especially because Bloodseeker likes to run around the fight, right? And the fact they have to single on a target.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Bloodseeker likes being taunted, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And Phoenix is essentially the Supernova. You can think of it as a bit of a taunt. Either it's a taunt or you completely abandon the area and give up the position.
Of course, when you push high ground, there's one of the weaknesses of Supernova. Oh, okay. Okay, Flea. I actually love this man. This is it.
It's not going to stop him from getting Reaper Scythe.
No, but you know what? I'm glad Flea is making a statement.
Yes, he is. He's making a stand. He says, use your Death Seeker on me first, damn it. 8 stacks of the permanent Reaper Scythe. Regen.
All tiny.
6, I think.
It is 6? Okay. I want to see in the end game how many times Necrophos killed Tiny. Yeah, okay. That was a wild play. Costabile also does the same thing. The Storm for the buildings.
Back is ready.
He does tell the BKB though. Constabulary should be fine. The Swift Blink helping him out. There's the rebound used by the Marcy. Gunner's done with this game though. He's finally pushing the racks. Gunner can still suffer the wrath of a Rupture.
He's just way too tanky though. Flea needs another toss back, has the blink ready and his own Lincolns, but will not risk life and or a limb to find a toss back onto an Alchemist, whom they would likely struggle to kill. Another Ag Scepter finished up for the Alk. Is his third Ag Scepter gifted. Number 3 on priorities. Probably still not Necro. Marcy's is just not really that
This
good.
is kind of bad though. Yeah, I think it's Necro.
I mean, I might consider just eating it myself. You get how much more regen? You get 10% spell amp, actually 15 because yours does count. 60 bonus damage.
All right, boys. Who likes Gunner the most?
I mean, I guess.
Time to start praising Gunner.
Guess I give it to Al or to Necro.
Yeah, he gave it to Necro, I believe, or he's trying to. He's figured it out.
Yeah, he's figuring it out. Let's see, Necro. It's reduced cooldown on Ghost Shroud and
double the
Heartstopper.
damage on Heartstopper when Ghost Shroud's active.
You know,
it's okay.
that's not bad. It'll help you kill Flea even faster.
It's just Marcy's is just such a bad axe. Honestly, I mean, if you're level 25, that the pulse is silence, I can see a use for this.
Yeah.
But besides that, I honestly hate it. It reduces unleash cooldown by 10 seconds. It's wild. I don't know who came up with that.
Yeah. I think they needed to release Marcy into the wild, into professional Dota especially.
Yeah.
I think when she's just in top level pubs, you see the pub builds and you balance around that. But once you actually see her in pro Dota, you can see, oh wow, we need to change the sex.
Yeah, I can see the logic behind it. You know, initially it's like, oh yeah, it's in charge of
You know
level
what?
25.
You know what it should be? AOE dispose.
No, I think. Actually, you know what? That could be pretty strong, but also not so strong that
Yeah.
it's broken.
Yeah, I mean, it's just don't group up against Marcy, right?
Yeah, I don't mind that. I think it would be really fun, though they would be might broken, if you can use Unleash on your teammates.
Wow.
That was 100-0 Veno.
He's got buyback.
Without Winter Scars doesn't seem that scary.
Ah.
Nice! Use of the rebound. However, Marcy will die to this Rupture Ties combo.
Okay.
But it's time for them to push towers. The first Nimbus has been dealt with. There's the second Rupture, who was ruptured. Was it Constabulary? He was. But the Supernova will save him. There's the Axe coming into play. Bloodseeker does not want to engage. Never considered how good that is against Rupture, but I'm sold on your Axe idea now.
Yeah, you're reborn.
As Moo. He could be in trouble himself, but the pipe is actually keeping him alive here. Lonostorm also helping him out. Venomous Gale towards the end. Vessel on top of that Moo is most likely going to fall to residual damage of something. He is fighting to the best of his ability, trying to find Flea for the Reaper Scythe. Actually surviving thanks to the Ghost Shroud. Flea shows himself, but with the Lincolns, he's feeling quite cocky. Moo lives, however.
Yeah,
I underestimated his healing.
Gunner's pretty low as well, so they've got vision. This man is moving like a Ferrari. 590 move speed here for Rises. That's a Ferrari, of course, on quali day and not on race day. But still moving quite fast all the same, and eventually it will come back down to a regular hero move speed as the Thirst is going to time out. All that, Abo, by the way, for a tier 3 tower.
Yeah, but honestly, every little step counts. You're up against Zeus, Veno, Winter Wyvern, even Bloodseeker and Tiny are pretty good at high ground defense. It's a big nuisance draft. It's, you know, build your own techies, old techies, mind you. it really does suck playing against these heroes. They have really good push. They have really good ways to punish if you get close, right?
Satanic now from Gunner. He's really going all out. Wants to go 9-slotted.
There's no point in giving Axe to the Marcy.
GPM? Well, his GPM is going to be a bit lower because, of course, he has gifted a couple of Axe, but it's still 1,300. My goodness.
Is it worth giving Axe to Marcy just so you can get a little more Axe buff? I guess not.
No. I mean, maybe. Oh, down bottom? Oh, that was Flea, actually, who managed to TP out in time. Does not become a victim number 9 of Reaper Scythe.
Yep. Right, I think the refresh is a good idea as well. I think he's giving up on this whole Axe idea.
Yeah.
I have actually never seen someone pick up the Axe.
It's not terrible. I mean, it would be, at this stage for him, a 20%, because your own Axe counts. It'd be a 20% spell amp. It'd be plus
your own
10
Axe counts?
all
I didn't know
stats.
that.
Yes, and it'd be plus 80 damage.
Not bad, actually.
It's like, you know what I mean? Like, especially, it doesn't take a slot. That's the beautiful thing
he's
about
building it now.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about it.
But have
Everything
you
else,
seen it in programs? I genuinely think they always just skip it.
Usually the game just doesn't quite get to that stage for an
Yes.
Alchemist where he's able to effectively, 1, buy more than 1 Ag Scepter for his team, and 2, be in a stage of where he's still able to buy other items, including an Ag Scepter for himself, and actually farm it up. He's level nearly 30 already.
It's wild that he's actually going to farm his own Axe before he reaches level 30. Showcases the strength of this hero right now. Let's go. Stabili's also level 25. I want to... Did he go for static link or did he go for the attack speed down? Okay, attack speed. Frankly, I've seen a lot of these Razors that just don't build damage, and I don't know what's better. I suppose attack speed because of the sidekick.
Wow, this is a very farmed elk.
Yes, that's what the hero tends to do.
If you simply remove him from the game, if Doom could, his Axe upgrade is eat hero. If you ate him, Alpha would only have a 3k net worth lead. So, he's done a pretty good job of at least distributing the wealth around. This is one of my favorite items actually on Phoenix. Refresher. Quadruple Sun Ray now with this build. Double, obviously, Egg, which is incredible. And a second Icarus Dive to jump in when enemies are weakened from your first defensive placement on Supernova.
Alk finally got his Ags as well. I think we get to see it this game. There we go. 4 times.
Yep, see, you can see the 4. Yep.
Honestly, you're right.
People always do the -1, but, genuinely, when it's the 20% spell amp and 80 damage, it's a bigger deal.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. And he's actually going to build one more just to get a little bit more damage.
Yeah.
Okay. They go for the Roche now. Is this Roche with Ags or Refresher? Hopefully it's Refresher. Nope.
Ags.
Can't sell it either.
No, now Gunner's a bit salty probably because he would have given this one to Zefric and ate this one.
Don't eat it, Zefric. It's not even worth it. Let Ags give it to you. Oh, no. Can Alk?
No.
Can Alk still give you the buff?
You cannot use... Oh, yeah, he can, for sure.
Okay.
And that one's not bad because on Ags Blessing you don't get the +10 stats, or on Alk's you do. I mean, he might do it for just 20 more damage for the lulz.
At this point, might as well. Yeah, you're out of slots. I still think Refresher might be a better idea.
At this stage, I'd agree. Maybe... Yeah, honestly, I just don't know what you build right now on Gunner. And you still have another slot to get rid of. He's actually slotted out the Radiance, which I don't disagree with. He is, by the way, building another Ag Scepter. He says, don't worry, friends.
I got you. Double Ags. Maybe double Ags, double the pulses. I have actually never seen the Marcy Ags in a competitive game, and I hope I never see it again.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll take a look. He's already used it the once. Maybe the next time we'll get to see it in this fight.
In case you guys don't know what it does, 10-second reduction on Unleash cooldown, which is not a big deal. And every time you use an ability now, during Unleash, you get pulses, which is good if you reach level 25.
And there's +100 damage, 25% bonus spell amplification.
Let's go. Let's go!
Which is 950 max damage now on Unstable Concoction.
That is wild. That is wild. Can he... No, he can't burst anything.
Probably not.
Everyone is too tanky. It's too late in the game. All right. Let's try again. We've seen this one before, Richie, but this one might be the good one.
This one might be the good one.
They have Aegis on the Razor. There we go. Razor's just done with this game.
He's gone
for the towers.
Oh!
Oh, look at that. The Unleash go, however. And they actually managed to finish off Fleet with a Reaper Sight. They got straight to him. Screw your Lincolns, they say. As both supports buy back and nouns, of course. It's time for them to retreat. The Winter's Cursed, however, stops Phoenix mid-fly, has a second sun, and perhaps don't retreat, maybe nouns? Hey, don't be so afraid of the high gun.
Nah, Gunner, he's been hit with Poison Nova.
Oh, he's just waiting it out. He's waiting it out.
He does not have the Chemical Rage for another 20 seconds, and I think he is about to go right back on it. No BKB for another minute. That close to level 30, but Avo, we just need 4 more, maybe 5 more of those sieges. As they still have to come back now for the melee barracks. 74k net worth lead.
Yeah, stop. Don't say this. Game 2, by the way.
Game 2.
Game 2, by the way.
Of our first best of 3 series of the night.
Hey, try to go for Rises now. There's the Rupture on Gunner. And Gunner, okay, they're just forcing a bunch of resources, right? Alk, very smart about his economy. Costabile.
Alright.
Just get me out!
Very nice, very nice. Only 3 more high ground pushes to go.
Yep. No, I mean, it's working, it's working. I feel like they figured out the Razor high ground push is so strong. Right? I'm so strong, says Costabile.
I'm so strong.
Costabile is getting flashbacks to SG.
Is there anything crazy? I mean, the Storm Interval is going to be really good here eventually, and the level 30 talent also quite strong.
You know what? Let's not look into the future. Let's think about the present, Richard, because he is not going to wait that long.
Well, Gunner can't give any more presents, though. I don't know what he does now as an Alk.
Refresher. I think that's the right choice.
You refresh, and
I love that Overwhelming Blink actually clears the creep wave because of the spell amp.
Oh, that's a really good point.
How much damage does it do? Does it say, actually?
It does...
no, because it works badly with the percentages, right?
Yeah, it does... What is this?
I don't think it's correct as 187%.
100 plus 150%.
We have enough time to do math on stream. You know this game has gone for quite a long time.
Maybe we will.
This is the final push. Look at this, Costabile. Costabile, he knows the high ground's not that scary. Oh no, Costabile is realizing it was really scary the whole time, but he was just bait. Gunnar will now take down the racks he's hoping for. There's, however, Costabile getting torn to shreds by Rises. They try to save him, but actually they taunted the poor Phoenix because of the Winter's Curse. He flew right through it.
Wait, they don't have
got rid of
creeps.
both of them. Now they don't have creeps. The backdoor protection triggers, and Gunnar's also in trouble. Acting the BKB tries to heal back up on the Winters. So the Cold Embrace is saving this Bloodseeker. Gunnar loses his life too. The comeback is possible for Alpha. They're going for Moon X. They can't cancel his TP, but Alpha, they haven't said their last word yet. Their last word certainly would never be a noun.
Yeah.
It would always be a verb. Go.
It would be a verb. Go. Potentially. Comeuppance is a good noun, I think,
That's
for
magic.
them.
Oh, right. Sorry. Yes, that is a noun. Come up into certainly what nouns is getting right now. Good combo, honestly, though. Alpha's playing these team fights pretty well. I don't know how they 100-0 this Razor, but this game might just happen. And here we're seeing why Sir Francis Lee needs to be reper-psyched every single fight.
Yeah,
This man is not stopped.
It was glorious, to be honest. A thing of beauty, and that's what it was. That's not Blood Mist, is it? That's Rupture on the second life, even doing that much damage.
Yeah. And can you imagine? The moment Rises builds an Axe is the moment you've realized this game has gone for far too long.
Alright, let's buy back on everyone, though, here for nouns.
Yeah, it's definitely not over, but it...
20k net worth swing, by the way.
Huge. It's still a big deal for Alpha, and this proves that they can do it. And all they need is that little glimmer of hope, right? You live off faith in Dota.
Last thing you lose.
It's the last thing you lose.
Other than your buyback, which Flea did have to expend in the previous fight, as did Wyvern. So any kills that nouns are able to get here on the retreat will be pretty major. But we are 2 minutes and some odd seconds here, 2 minutes and 3/4 from next Roche spawn until we find out when he'll be back. Elk.
Oh, wait, they're chasing after Flea. Oh, no. Oh, he has BKB, it's fine. He knows what Moo wants.
Yep.
And it's disgusting.
And it's disgusting. It's another Reaper side.
Oh, they both have BKB. Why did Monster? Well, I guess just to be safe, I didn't see what he was, to be honest. That's Boots of Berry, there you go. Winter Wyvern Ags. We're starting to see the second support come into play as well.
Get the gem. Nice. Even a little flicker there, 396 move speed, which I imagine might be bugged. It seems like he's moving a bit faster.
I think it was wild that the whole reason that fight went the way it did.
Oh!
Razor. Okay, they can burst down Costabile, but Razor's not in the best position. Now the Lotus Orb is used, so they can't really rupture him. They go instead for Moo. That's not the best target. There, that's on the Supernova in the middle of the fight.
Supernova.
And they take down Rises. The bash of the Mars is super impactful. The Supernova covers their fight as they also go for Monster next. Monster could be in trouble. Costabile is slowing him down. They just need a little bit more damage, and they will find it. Monster's down for 120 seconds as Rises now chases after Costabile. Costabile gets bashed in the first hit. But he won't be stopped just yet.
Yeah, but the rest of the team here, nouns, they've been hit by the Acceptor Poison Nova. There's a Sunray. That'll put Rises at bay. Didn't put on his sun block. Needs to get out of this one. 55 minutes in, though. It is at nighttime. But that's a beautiful Supernova. It does allow the rest of nouns to just safely recover and wait out that Poison Nova. Nicely done.
Okay. They have chances. They've realized that basher on Marcia with the Unleash actually clutch. I don't know if it was him or the Alchemist, to be honest, but either one of them. Sir Francis Lee doesn't seem that scary. You still have Reaper Scythe as well. The combo is still good, of course, with the Toss plus Rupture, but it's harder and harder to
genuinely,
execute.
3,200 damage done by Marcy this late in the game is commendable.
Yep.
It's commendable in one fight, one little scrap.
I don't know where she's found this much gold as well in the game. I know part of it is the Ags. Oh, right. I guess the 2 Ags count towards her net worth?
Yes, it does. You add 4,800 gold when...
No, but do both do? Like
No,
Blessing and
only the one.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so then I don't know how she's found this much gold.
Well, she has full Abyssal and Nullifier.
Right. It's kind of wild. Marcy carry, let's go. Gunner,
right.
okay, there go the Ranger Axe.
Yeah, he's got the base Buster neutral item, the Leveler, as Rises has also been. Oh, what?
The Lincoln's covered the Rupture.
Yes, very good points.
And now Flea, oh no, the Reaper Scythe is ready! And they're gonna use it on him one last time for the boys! Flea is down!
No.
Time to push the Rex. Let's see if this works out. Gunner has been ruptured. They don't have Flea, so they can't toss him back. Rises is going for him. Rises takes the BKB, but Gunner is healing on Satanic. Rises deals more damage. Apparently not. Rises is forced to retreat. All the damage to Razuz covers Rises, allows him to retreat. Gunner dies in the backlines.
The NIMBY.
And now, it seems like Downs, they've realized there's no need for them to take on this fight. They're going to retreat and wait for the Mega Creeps to do their job.
Yeah, they're going to give the fans what they want, and that's another big team fight here. One last fight for the boys as the Alchemist does tear on through those last things of barracks like butter. Like an easy camp, essentially, at this stage of the game. Oh, my lord, Avo. 50-minute game 1, 57-minute game 2.
It has to end now. I mean, seriously, you're up to Mega Creeps. Flea is dead. If you can beat them, I don't even think you need Gunner. But I know they're going to wait for it.
They're going to wait for him.
Yeah. And they have to wait for the Reaper Scythe. Otherwise, how can they deal with Flea?
Oh, actually, Monster is a pretty easy target here. Does have himself an A on disc, however.
First hit bash just for good measure, right, on the Marcy. I don't know if you saw that. As Monster, a nullify that A on disc.
Yeah, that's some damage.
Need more magical damage here, though. No Reaper Scythe, unfortunately, but he's not Flea, so...
That's not the Poison Nova.
Didn't matter. Costabile has the BKB. That will save him from some of the damage of the Poison Nova. Will hurt him later, though, as Moose trying to retreat.
So much regen.
Oh, he has the... Oh, I don't know what actually the spell...
So much regen.
Yes, he does. Again, that's just Flea. I didn't really think about it.
Death Pulse cooldown as well is quite nice. Didn't go for a Heartstopper regen aura, which maybe is not bad, but you know, you do multiply this by 2, so it would have been up to 3.4% per second. Helps you kill Flea even faster.
Is it 4.8?
No, because it's... Oh, you're right.
Right,
Well,
2.4 times 2?
Is this not the doubled?
No, this isn't the double.
Oh,
This
wow.
is normal. 2.4, so 4.8%.
No, true. And then another additional percent there.
Oh, actually, no, yeah, because he's only with Ghost Shroud is up. Yeah. Gunner, he's done.
Oh.
There we go. Bloodthorn. Oh, he's been stopped, though. The stun's kind of annoying. Activates the BKB. Silence still a Winter Wyvern. Goes Stabile. He's the second leg of this. He gets ruptured. Now he has no legs.
And he doesn't have BKB.
We did refresh for more ruptures, but there's a Supernova to save him. Winter Skirts for the Marcy. That's not going to do enough. Gunner's done. Gunner just wants to push this Ancient down. Will he accomplish it? It seems like he's doing it for now. In comes Flea, though. Flea kills Gunner. Gunner keeps going for the Ancient, and he's going to take it down. Nothing Flea can do to stop him. The game will finally end 28 seconds shy of the 60-minute mark. Nouns do it. Were they leading the whole game? Yes. Did they kill Flea 8 times? Reaper